Eco-community development. We build systems that sustain humanity. The American culture at all levels of government have promoted and institutionalized racial injustice throughout the history of our country. Then and today, the capitalism of multinational corporations extract wealth from the working class and from the poor. Those who fail to compete in this system fall into poverty and have no resources to feed and house their families. This causes the breakup and disintegration of the family structure, fostering ever-increasing homicide and violent crime in our communities. We must create an alternative ideology and an alternative social construct. We, the people of the United States, are well able to form a more perfect union without putting all our hopes in dysfunctional government. We can now implement solutions to problems in collaboration with both government and the private sector. Imagine a culture that does not monopolize all the Earth's resources and capitalize on the needs of others to gain wealth, while rendering millions in poverty, and while destroying our natural ecosystems. The best way to reduce economic and social injustice is to build community-owned revenue generation in the most impoverished area, specifically for those individuals and their families. Infrastructures that provide industrial output, employment, and education, to eliminate poverty for that community of people regardless of race. We the people will finance, build, and establish new communities that promote a culture of actively caring for the well-being of all people and our natural environment. Social, environmental, economic community development, eliminating poverty through ownership of community assets. Advanced environmental technology, driving economic growth, building equitable communities through public-private partnerships. Eco-community development brings a holistic solution to this complex, economic, social problem in one national economic plan. A plan that integrates a variety of comprehensive initiatives that collaborate and converge into one plan. The principles of eco-community development sets forth a clear vision and strategy around which investors, governments, and all Americans can unify. It addresses all 17 UN Sustainable Development Goals. When we lift the poorest among us, we lift us all, and promote prosperity and wellness for all races in America, the melting pot. Through a series of mergers and acquisitions financed by private equity capital, we will locate revenue-generating operations directly within the 40 largest impoverished communities, providing employment, training, and benefits specifically for those people, including profit sharing. By endowing the poor with employment and ownership of community-owned industries, we eliminate poverty for all races of people in and around the community. Creating economic growth in the 40 largest urban locations gives investors opportunities to earn outstanding profits while lifting the poor in a way that endures over time. The alleviation of poverty through new economic growth is a win-win for all Americans, and will reduce both crime and racial injustice from occurring. Eco-community development. Social, economic, environmental, and industrial real estate development. We design, engineer, and build new ways for the Earth's growing population to share in the common cause of caring for each other's well-being and prosperity, regardless of race or culture. Together we will build new communities in which the very nature of infrastructure, buildings, transportation, delivery systems, livelihoods, and education will transform and utilize the latest in future environmental technologies. We will eliminate poverty through training and employment in manufacturing, technology, and production established directly within the impoverished district, lifting them out of poverty. We will put the highest priority on producing innovative environmental technologies and products in the basic necessities of food, water, shelter, and energy. 32 community-owned revenue streams allow the community to be self-sufficient in the basic necessities to weather economic volatility. Operations in 40 major U.S. cities. Locations specified by demographic studies of the largest populations in poverty and crime. Each community will have the following operating structure. Eco-community development management. Responsible for all things dealing with people, the management of buildings, facilities, and day-to-day administration of the 32 community-owned businesses. It coordinates all academic education, vocational and technical training, family programming services, and all community-wide activities. Sustained energy systems. An energy development, environmental technology, project management organization that will oversee and coordinate all design, engineering, research and development, construction, and infrastructure. Committed to proprietary design and development of new technologies in energy-efficient building design and alternative electric energy production. 1 Ecosphere. Self-sustained living systems. Holistic energy-efficient building design and waste management systems. Atmospheric water generation and organic agriculture. Diversified capital management. A private equity fund of funds. Established to exclusively provide strategic capital formation and focused funding mechanisms for eco-community development. An M&A network financing a system of acquisitions in the specific basic industries of organic food production, atmospheric water generation, alternative energy, and energy-efficient building technologies. We will reorganize and expand them into national chains within our network of eco-communities nationwide and marketing products worldwide. Industry expert. Entity hired by the community to be manager over one of the 32 businesses of a community at the local level. Industry experts will be responsible for product, service quality, marketing, customer service, and overall profitability. They will train and mentor in their respective fields. Local business partner. A local small business invited to lease space in the community, set up their own operations, and be responsible for their own financing and management. They are invited, screened, and agree to support the community goals and mission. Strategic partners. Entities involved in operations on a national level in their respective field of expertise. Small business development. Promoting entrepreneurship among low-income people will create new small businesses and jobs in low-income areas. We will begin small business incubation from middle school age forward, teaching the technical aspects of producing and delivering a product or service for profit. Educational media network. To change the culture, we will create alternative 24-hour multimedia production. Entertainment programming that is educational, science-based, and void of today's violence and sexuality. Life University. Enrolling entire families from newborns to parents to grandparents into a 24/7 immersion in transformational programming. Forums, seminars, and social events in areas such as parenting and homeschooling, family finance and budgets, nonviolent communication, marital counseling, environmental responsibility, family health, cooking, diet and fitness, family gardening, food processing and storage. This economic plan does not require governments to introduce any new legislation or create new programs. There already exists a variety of long-established government investment mechanisms for private equity investors to create new economic activity in impoverished areas. This strategy requires no new legislation or voting to utilize existing tools. The perpetual missing link has been, there is no national strategic economic plan to systematically create public-private partnerships for the purpose the legislation was created. Until now, corporate income tax credits, property tax abatements, exemptions and subsidies, including training funds and financing for social services to help targeted workers in need. Some of the investment incentives available to create eco-communities are property tax abatements, investment tax credits against corporate income tax, job creation tax credits against corporate income tax, inventory tax exemption, sales, franchise, and use tax exemptions, reduced utility rates, bond financing, training grants, employment hiring credits, welfare to work credit, work opportunity tax credits, business expansion facility bonds, environmental brownfields cleanup costs, capital gains tax exemption, small business accelerated depreciation, qualified zone academy education bonds, low-income housing tax credits, community improvement district designation. Along with increasing business development in the region, there are economic benefits to the budgets of each of the city, state, and federal governments. Each location and region will enjoy long-term increase in tax revenue for all levels of government. A dramatically lower need for government spending on low-income programs. Reduced poverty reduces crime and the cost of law enforcement. Eco-community development. We build systems that sustain humanity.